In 2019, Nike sold their most expensive shoe of all time at $19.9 million. Now, this is the most expensive shoe sold to date. And shoes had never sold that high until the 70s when Michael Jordan established a deal with Nike to sell a line of shoes. Ever since then, a culture called sneaker culture has emerged, where people collect shoes and they build up, trying to have as many as they can. And the good thing about this is there's always a shoe that hasn't come out that's too expensive or too limited, so that there's still something more they can look for. Now, this is part of a concept called materialism. Materialism is just the consumption of things, and oftentimes is an obsession. Now, Americans and people in general suffer with materialism. They have a desire to it, but attaching yourself to material things has been shown to lead to unfulfillment and lower self-esteem. Now, we often think as taking the materialistic as feeding a beast, thinking it will be satisfied, but instead we just give it power, and it can come to overtake us. Now, this is something I've experienced in my life, passion for things and thinking that it will fill me, but I've seen that it has not. And I've done heavy research into this topic over the past few years, especially the solution, applied it to my own life particularly, and seeing that what I'm about to tell you is genuine and can make a change. Let me convince you that investing yourself in worldly things will only drain you, but by establishing a trust and relationship with Jesus, you can have a new hope and a new reliance that takes away your desire for things and into somewhere better, both inside and out. Now, investing in things feels good, but it's part of a lot larger project. Materialism is thought as improving life, an indicator of success or happiness. But studies have shown that it leads to lower self-worth, anxiety, indicators of judgment, and depression. The National Library committed a study which found that higher materialistic individuals reported lower self-esteem. Then the University of Sussex did a meta-analysis which found that higher materialistic individuals had lower well-being. We see people that are investing in themselves not being filled through this. Now, let me give you an example. Maybe you have something in your life too that you have seen and trying to have a fix, sort of, but it doesn't currently last. One thing I've enjoyed is, buying a Lego. I'll look forward to get it, probably get some dopamine out of looking forward to it, and some out of building it itself. But when I'm all finished, all that passion, all that dopamine is gone, you're back left to square one. If anything, looking for a new thing to fill you this time. This is a theme that happens in our lives. I've seen family that suffered through bad things, but rather than let their heart be changed, will focus on distracting their mind, looking at things, taking it in to just merely distract them. The website Desiring God put it like this. If the consumer is trained to consume temporary fillers, she will keep grasping for her next fix. The dark irony of consumerism is that you are the one who is being consumed. Solomon writes in Ecclesiastes, whoever loves money will never have enough money. Whoever loves wealth will never be satisfied. This too is also useless. In other words, what we use uses us. Depending on what's material and momentary is unstable. If you're looking for something that's not always around and not always doing something for you, it is unstable. And if you're relying on something unstable, you yourself will not be stable. In order to find something stable, you must look to what is unchanging, always available, and bonus, what it is it being good. Now, you only find this in one place, that is Jesus. You can look into him in the book called the Bible, best-selling book of all time. I'd recommend it. And by establishing a relationship with Jesus, you have a relationship with one who's unchanging, good, comforting, and omnipresent, all these things that materialism is not. By Matthew 11:28, Jesus says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and heavy burdened, and I will give you rest." Jesus gives a fulfillment that materialism does not. He gives a satisfaction that materialism does not. I understand that you may not know God, or you may not want to let go of the things that you're finding fixes in right now. It may be hard. But by getting to know him, that passion will go away, that your tastes change when you come to Jesus. A beautiful thing is that it is just like any other relationship in the fact that you get to know the character, you get to know the guy, and you communicate. You can do this by reading the Bible, looking at commentaries, finding more about this character who is Jesus, who I'm presenting you with right now, and then talking. That can be through prayer, seeing what the Word has to say about it. Galatians 5:6, it says, So I say, walk by the Spirit, and you will not gratify the desires of the flesh. I know every person in here likely has their struggles. There is some feeling of emptiness, loneliness that can attack and leave you at certain times feeling empty. But feeding your struggles, we have struggled with struggles and wants. Feeling your wants will hurt your struggles. The National Library of Medicine did find, though, that church/Christ-type people report higher levels of self-esteem than those who do not. I would suspect this would be from they know that they have a worth in from God and knowing they are loved and designed by God instead of materialistic success for validation. You can live free of dependence, of materialistic success or validation from pulling into Christ. For as you pull into Him, you get pulled away. With Christ, no one is left depending on change. Now, you are still free with the same decision to live on your own or to get to know this character I'm presenting you with. And you can make this decision at any time. But let me tell you that going into finding fixes will not fix you. Going into Jesus does literally change your heart and give you a hope and a foundation. In conclusion, we must let our hearts be changed rather than our minds. Rather than distracting ourselves, we must make a difference. Because investing in things will only drain you, so we must take in something which fills you after the first try, which is only found in Jesus. Now, you can know Jesus yourself. And there is still a battle every single day to go away from these materialism to this obsession that you find in earth. With Jesus on your side, that battle was made easier. And with Jesus on your side, you know that even after this battle, there's a whole new life that you will get to have. There is a whole new hope, a whole new foundation. Show others what can be filled too. You may feel worth in what you have or rely on materialistic things to have occasional satisfaction, but then you find permanent worth and satisfaction with Jesus. Consuming materialistic things can feel good temporarily, but you cannot rely on temporary fixes to satisfy you forever. God bless you.